So thank you very much. Thank you for having the opportunity to being here. It's an honor and a pleasure. I'm going to talk in English, but I can also accept a question in Spanish if you want later. So the opportunity is to talk a bit about the status, the progress status of our LIFE project, LIFE FALKON. So this is just one of the most amazing photo of our species that we have, of Nikos Kotras. And I want to talk to you a bit about the premises of these projects. So in 2016, Diego Rubolini, Jacopo Cecere, and Matteo Grigio began a research project on lesser kestrels in Matera. So this is one of the best. Meanwhile, I was working in the group
Excuse me, Michelangelo.
Maurizio Sarà, that you can heard yesterday.
Michelangelo,
and
can you hear me?
We found that climate change will have reduced the suitability.
Excuse me, Michelangelo, we are having problems with your presentation, okay, and with your sound. We cannot see the presentation properly.
Que intente hablar más despacio. Porque la conexión no es buena y para que los traductores puedan seguirle.
Michelangelo.
I suggest you turn off the video, Miche.
¿Podéis ver ahora?
Hay problemas con la conexión con Michelangelo. Vamos a esperar a ver si se recupera la conexión.
Sí. El mio video. Okay. Can you see? Can you see it all? ¿Podéis ver la presentación?
Sí, podemos ver estábamos viendo la presentación, Michelangelo, pero había problemas de conexión. Vamos a esperar unos instantes a ver si se recupera.
¿Me oyes, Javier?
Sí. Adelante.
Lo intentamos otra vez.
Vale.
Yo os oía perfectamente, así que no...
Perfecto. Michelangelo intenta hablar un poco despacio porque la conexión es mala para que los traductores puedan seguirte el ritmo.
Vale.
Miche,
¿Podéis ver? Sì.
Miche, spegni il video, se no non si sente.
Ma dopo mi dicono che non funziona, Diego, per quello. Javier, si voy apagando mi cámara, igual consumamos menos banda.
Perfecto.
Vale.
Puedes seguir hablando y compartiendo la presentación.
Vale, perfecto. So, among the premises, there was the fact that part of our group was studying lesser kestrel in Matera. And at the same time, with Maurizio Sarà, we were studying which will be the effect of climate change on lesser kestrel distribution in Italy. And we found that in the future, lesser kestrel will have problem in the southern part of its distribution. Those where the biggest population are hosted, of course. So we build up a big historical database looking in libraries and published documents to draw the historical trend of lesser kestrel. And we found that the big decrease in population, more than 90%, occurred in the second half of the 20th century, with a small recovery just after the year 2000, as we well know. Other premises is the fact that in 2012, in northern Italy, so exactly in the core area of lesser kestrel in Po Plain, it occurred a big earthquake. This earthquake ruined many buildings both in towns and both in the countryside where the lesser kestrel lives. So what's happening? Many, actually most of the buildings where lesser kestrel breeds have been destroyed in 2012, or later on in the following years, there is public money to restore these buildings so that they have been destroyed by human or simply reconstructed in a non-friendly way for lesser kestrel. So we have a big conservation problem. Last premises is our contact with the Greek BirdLife partner, Ornithologiki, which were true expert on lesser kestrel, and they were just concluded a big LIFE project there. So altogether, we decided to present the LIFE FALKON project for the first time, focusing on the small population living at the northern edge of the European distribution, instead of working on the big population. This is the main team of LIFE FALKON: University of Milan, ISPRA, Environmental Institute of Protection and Research, BirdLife Greece, and ALDA, which works for the communication of the project. LIFE FALKON started in July 2018 and will be extended until December 2023. We had a big stop in most of our concrete activity, sea actions, due to COVID in 2020. We have 5 partners. The overall budget is 1.7 million euros. And we want on one side to foster the northern population of lesser kestrel, and on the other side, implementing the awareness of local communities and stakeholders about the species. Because with respect to other breeding areas, the lesser kestrel is almost completely unknown in most of these areas, where it's a rare species. These are the 4 project areas, so 1 in Italy and 3 in Greece. The Poplane in Italy, the city of Ioannina in central Greece, the island of Lemnos, and the area of Komotini, which is a breeding area in northeast Greece. Which are our main objective? Consolidate the lesser kestrel population at the northern edge of its current distribution, offer safe nesting site, and possibly to move the lesser kestrel population within the Natura 2000 network. We also want to spread the knowledge of the species and its conservation problem among the local communities, and we want to disseminate good practices among technical operators that can affect the protection of the lesser kestrel, farmers and architects, first of all. One keyword of our project can be climate resilience in farmland habitat. So this is a farmland, this is a cool farmland of Lemnos, but this is also farmland. This is the farmland aspect of Poplane, where almost no natural elements remains. So you can easily understand that conservation in these 2 radically different environments need to be approached in a very different way. At the moment, especially in northern Italy, but this is the same also in the other areas, the most of the colonies of lesser kestrel are outside Natura 2000 sites in our project area. So one of our main objectives is to offer breeding sites inside protected areas. I'm not talking here about the lesser kestrel of Greece in terms of population, because Nikos could talk of this yesterday in a previous talk to the Congress. So I just focusing a bit more on those of northern Italy. This is the current distribution of lesser kestrel colonies in northern Italy. Most of these are very small, so 2, 3, 4 pairs. 4 of these colonies are above the 10 breeding pairs this year. Year by year, we are discovering new colonies, and this is the local population trend. So there is a dramatic increase. This is partly true because especially between 2020 and 2021, the increase is really amazing, but partly in these years, especially, so 2018 and 2019, the increase is due to discovery of new colonies. In 2021, we found new colonies, but are not counted in this list. So this increase is true. And it is noteworthy that compared to southern population, this one is going very well, actually. So it's clearly increasing. And among the many other things, since 2018, we started a coloring project also here. So the blue rings distinguish the population of the poplane among all the others. We are doing many research, at least so many preparatory action to then realize with more accuracy the concrete action. So we are studying movement of lesser kestrel both locally and in another area. There is just here a show video just to showing you how the birds forage around the colony, which is in the center. And let's see the short talk by Sara Cioccarelli on this same Congress about the habitat, foraging habitat selection on this population. Birds move in terms of migration and wintering sites. So Diego Bolini, Jennifer, I will talk about these findings with some very nice, exciting insights from the eastern population, especially. One of the nice things, a sort of side line, is those about the competition with the red-footed falcon, which is locally recently arrived species. And I invite you to look at the short talk by Alessandro Berlusconi for the first results on this interesting line. And about the preparatory action, in the first year of the project, we tested different type of nest boxes, including some produced by DEMA, which have been involved in somehow in the project since the beginning. And so we finally developed these four kinds of nesting boxes. One is simply those of DEMA, typically those of for roof. And this one is a bit different, but also produced by DEMA. And so we installed over 300 nest boxes in the full project area in different buildings or on electric poles with the contribution of the local electric enterprise. This is the distribution. As you can see, in yellow, you have the lesser kestrel colonies, and the dots represent the location of the nest boxes. So we hope that in the future, lesser kestrel will expand in this area, following our nest boxes and staying within Natura 2000 borders. At the moment, for each breeding pair, we offered 2 to 3 nest boxes. So there are much more nest boxes than lesser kestrel in this moment. So we hope that in the future, this will foster a much bigger population. We also build up 5 premiliares for the first time in Italy. We are well aware about the success of these kind of structures in Spain and France. We studied a model of nesting towers that could be adapted to our local area. And one of these, this is inside of the tower, the nest boxes can be connected with a remote camera. At the moment, there are still no breeding pairs because they are just finished. So actually the first one was finished the 26th of April of this year. And so we are truly at the beginning of the concrete action. And starting from the next week, we will bring chicks from southern Italy to northern Italy to colonize the towers, replying those called Ambiente de Colonia. So, and DEMA helped us in developing our system in this sense. And we will study the behavior of the released chicks compared to the behavior of the wild chicks to check if they behave the same way in terms of phenology and migratory route. And in the next years, we will also start technical meetings that was planned in 2020, but then suppressed. In the meanwhile, we started a series of educational meetings with kids in different schools, both in Greece and in Italy. And we draw very nice comic that is going is printing in very same week, and we are building up connection, for example, with DEMA, but not only. And in these weeks, we are also starting the monitoring action. So we are checking if our nest boxes have been used and all these kind of things. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Michelangelo. We apologize for the technical problems that we have, but we know that you are having problems with your connections. So, however, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Juncal, we can hear you.
Okay, one question for Michelangelo. Okay, why not deploying nest boxes within spas? Habitat is not suitable?
No, that's exactly what we are doing. So we are deploying nest boxes within spa. That's our idea. The problem is that locally, the spa area were designed only around wetlands, which are of course not the breeding site for lesser kestrel.
Can you provide data on the detail of the type of transmitter used?
Yes, so depending on the study. So in the past, we deployed adults with a path track GPS, so which are GPS collector that then transmit to a base station through UHF radio. So,
okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.